Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. I'm K, and today we're going to be talking about no Batman news, basically. Now, PlayStation basically released the PlayStation 5 agenda, most of it anyways, and Sony revealed the PlayStation 5 console. And what we saw today, basically, or depending on when you're watching this video on the 11th of June, what we saw was part of what Sony has in store for their PlayStation 5 goal. And, it is to provide games that are very engaging to gamers, working on a very strong console, and a game that basically supports and frees developers to be able to make games that surpass expectations. So you put all of this together and look at the series of games and the gameplay that they showed today. I think they did a good job. The consensus, or a loud part of the community, is saying that this reveal was quite underwhelming, but many people are not considering the fact that a company like Sony cannot show all of its secrets up front. They've just given a taste of what they have and probably are waiting for Microsoft to move on with their own show, and then probably will be able to see what's going on. So there's still enough time to evaluate. I mean, July is also, right there with some more reveals. So I think the community probably needs to kind of, take their foot off the gas before making any judgments. Now, the one thing, though, that I would say is, in all of this, it feels like the patience of the PlayStation community and even the Microsoft community have somewhat been rewarded. Microsoft still has to put up some, very good and, resistance to what Sony did. But there is a community that has shown so much patience, and the patience that this community has shown has basically yielded nothing. That community is the Batman Arkham community. Now, one thing that the Batman Arkham community can basically say is, we do have another superhero game that's coming out very soon. And then we're going to have the Spider-Man Miles Morales game coming out holiday 2020. So superhero games are available for people who enjoy superhero games to still play. But I think what's more concerning is the fact that this so-called Batman game has been leaked and officially teased by Warner Brothers Game Studios, but till now we still don't have anything at play. And it's quite concerning because even in today's Sony presentation, there was a game by IO Games, which is also under the Warner Brothers flagship development studio, whatever, and they were able to show the new Hitman and kind of tease it and give a teaser date. And so why there was no Batman game today, I don't know. I guess it lends to a lot of the different aspects of the game not being ready, or Warner Brothers not being ready to release or even say anything about this game. And so you put these two things on the table, and that's probably what we have. Thinking about all this, and I think we're now in a place where we can start backtracking and saying this might not even be a Batman game. It will not be surprising to me if they don't have a Batman game in play, because a lot of the stuff that's been talked about, seems to be veering towards maybe other titles. But then how can you make that conclusion when they had all these teasers that they posted on their Twitter page, basically last year? And, even to the beginning part of 2020, and still say that there is no Batman game. So it's very confusing. It's one of the most conflated marketing techniques that I've ever seen in my life anyways. But I guess that's basically what we have, and I'm glad that there are development studios that are stepping in to be able to do something. And I think Insomniac Games is up to something with their model. I think many other development firms can learn from them, because whenever you want to make a sequel, one of the best things that I feel a company and a development firm can do is to plan a bridge. And the Spider-Man Miles Morales game that was revealed today, to me, seems like a bridge. I don't believe that that's the continuation of the Marvel Spider-Man story. I think that will have a spin-off of itself. It'll probably be a 20-25 hour experience that you can play, enjoy, most likely have some DLC where Peter Parker comes in. I mean, these are monetizable aspects, but this is a game that's going to be running based on most of the principles from the game that they made 2 years ago. So I think the moment they shipped the first game, the moment they had the DLC in place, I think this game was probably already cooking and in the works, preparing for this release that we're having in this summer. And that is a very smart way to go. I don't think Warner Brothers basically considered what a bridge will look like in the entirety of the franchise when many games were being canceled. So having the so-called Damian Wayne game canceled, having some other Superman games canceled based on rumors and leaks and concept art, I think that has basically stretched the timeline and pushed development schedules even further down the road. And I think that's why right now, where everybody sees an opportunity, we have no announcement yet, because I think these business decisions from the past are basically now coming to show their full weight, especially now. So what I fear is that this Batman game, or whatever it is Warner Brothers games regarding the superhero games are planning, will probably miss the window. They'll probably miss the window of this whole announcement cycle. And I'm not trying to be a doom and gloom type of person. I'm just really looking at the numbers, because if you look at today's PlayStation 5 reveal, if you go on the PlayStation's YouTube channel, you're going to see that they actually hosted multiple reveals in different languages. The one in English, as of now that I'm recording this video, which is basically about 6 hours removed from the event, is showing about 10 million views. Now, that's just the English version. It was also done in different languages to be able to accommodate more people from around the world, and, you know, just do it in different languages. Those are also going to bring in millions of views as well. So if we wanted to go on a very conservative estimate, I'm thinking with that stream and all the other clips from video game trailers and reveals and teasers, we're probably going to be seeing Sony, you know, pushing around 20 million, views or 20 million impressions, whatever you want to call them, over the next few days. And then probably by next week, these impressions would have probably scaled to the hundreds of millions to have people see whatever they had to, bring to the table today. And looking at this kind of, outreach that and power that Sony has to be able to expose games, and thinking at the same time why Warner Brothers have not done anything or did not do anything in this window of opportunity, it will make you start to question and say, perhaps something is not ready, perhaps the game is not ready, or the developers are not ready to bring anything out, or perhaps even the publisher is actually not ready to show their game. And I think this is where we are, because there's no logical reason to miss such a window with even a small teaser. You miss a window like that, and you don't have a solid reason for it. And to me, at this stage, I think the reason is because this game is not ready. Now, I might be wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. That's basically what I think. I think if the game is ready and they're not ready to actually showcase the game, that's a whole different case. Maybe we'll see the game later down the road, maybe not. But at the same time, I think that the game isn't ready if they miss this window of opportunity currently. Now, that's me making an early judgment, but I guess that's also because that's the way I feel. But we also have to be very cautious, because Microsoft is going to be showing the Xbox Series X, and that's also going to be showing some games as well. This could lead into the possibility that we might be getting an exclusive on the Windows Microsoft side from Warner Brothers regarding this so-called superhero game that they're working on, because Sony already has their own superhero title as well. And if they're going to be pushing that for holiday 2020, I think Microsoft and Warner Brothers may be in some agreement to have their superhero release or their franchise release be something of an Xbox exclusive, maybe for a specific time, or even maybe indefinitely. But we never know. I guess that's basically my video on this topic. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll talk about more of this. We'll talk about some other things regarding the Spider-Man game if I have some time with that. Thank you guys so much for your time and audience. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel and watching the videos. If you've not, subscribed to the channel, feel free to do so if that's something you'd like to do. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.